What's up, guys? Hey, Devs here. And another day, another LeetCode problem. We're doing the missing number problem. It is an array problem. Today was a pretty busy day. I was working on paper most of the day, and I was looking at a bunch of problems, and I just could not think of a solution. I was kind of brain dead after that. I found this problem, and if I couldn't come up with a solution in less than like 5 minutes, then I just moved on to the next problem. I've been looking for problems for the past 30 minutes. I probably could have sat there and thought of one in an hour, but it's getting close to the deadline of 12 o'clock. I don't even know if this video will upload by then, but just know I recorded it. You can see the bottom right. It's 11:36, so it's day 23, and we're doing the missing number problem. Problem number 268. It's also another easy problem. I'm trying to get this done, go to bed. I gotta put the pup to bed. I gotta go to sleep. He's probably gonna get me up at 6 in the morning, and then I gotta leave and be at class around 8. So, missing number. Given an array of nums containing n distinct numbers in the range of 0 to n, return the only number in the range that is missing from the array. So, containing n distinct numbers. So n is the size of the array. So there's three values in here, and it can store any values from 0 to 3. And the range 0 to 3 is 4 values, but it only holds 3 values. So there's always going to be one missing. And that puts 2. The explanation n is equal to 3 since there are 3 numbers, so all numbers are in the range 0 to 3. 2 is the missing number in that range since it does not appear in nums. And then 0 to 1, the length of this array is 2. So it can have any values from 0 to 2. So 0, 1, or 2. It only has 0 and 1, so 2 is the missing number. And this one has 9, 6, 4, 2, 3, 5, 7, 0, 1. It's a length of 9 numbers. So we're going to have a range from 0 to 9. And it has 0 in it. The only value it's missing is 8. So you would return 8, right? So I was thinking about this, and so the first thing I did was create a sum or solution, is what we're going to call it this time. We'll set that equal to 0. And then I did for int I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to nums.length. Right? I couldn't spell length for a second. And then you increment I, of course. So the first thing I want to do is, well, if I still name it sum, I want to just get the sum of all the numbers of 1 to the range, right? So this would give us, so if in this solution of this, it would give us the sum of 1, 2, and 3. That would give us 6. And then if we subtract every number in the array, so 6 minus 3 is 3, 3 minus 0 is 3, and then 3 minus 1 is 2. So that would give us the number we want. And so then I did a separate for loop, and I did int I is equal to 0. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can just do all of this in one for loop. So that's what I did. But we're going to call it solution this time because it's not our sum. Solution. Set this equal to 0, and as long as that's less than the length. So solution is going to be plus equal to I plus 1. Right? So this will still give us the addition of all the values from 0 to n, and anything plus 0 is 0, so we can just start at 1, go all the way through the array, and then we can do solution minus equals I. And if we return solution, that should give us the correct. As long as I didn't put any syntax errors. Oh, not I, nums of I. There we go. So I'm gonna draw this out with the Epic pen so we can kind of get a clear view of this. So our solution is 0, and for the range of 0 to 3, if you add everything up into that range, you can start at 1, because we don't need the 0, and then you add 2, and then if you add 3, that would give you the value 6, right? So then once we get this value, if we take every element in the array and subtract it from 6, so 6 minus 3 would give us 3, and 3 minus 0 gives us 3, and 3 minus 1 will give us 2. So after all those subtractions, we would be given the value that we're missing, right? And at first I found 6 by itself at first, and then I realized I could put all of that into one solution. So we can walk through the bigger problem. It might make a bit more sense. So we want to add up all the values from 1 to 9, or 0 to 9, but if you add 0 to nothing, it won't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on my phone, so we know 7, 8, 9. So if you add up, I'm going to use sum notation. So if you add up every value from I is equal to 0 to 9, and you add I, this would give you 45. All right. And then if you subtract every element in the array, it will, whatever value you're missing after that subtraction would give you the value 8. Right? So if we go ahead and walk through this step by step from the way we wrote it, we can skip doing the complete addition and then subtracting everything by doing it all at once. So we're going to start at the first element, which is 9. So I is equal to 0. And we can go ahead and put our solution up here. So solution is, at this point, we're going to add I plus 1. So then we add 1 to it. So solution is now 1. And then we subtract the numbers at I. So 1 minus 9 gives us the value, and solution is initially 0. So we add 1 to it, and then it's 1, and the 1 minus 9 will give us negative 8. And then the next iteration here, I is now 1. So we add 2 to 8. So we add 2. Because we're adding I plus 1 right here. And then we subtract the number at I, so we subtract 6. And then from there, we would get 2 plus that, it'd be negative 12. And then we add, we increment I one more time. So I is 2. We're looking at value 4 now. So then we add I plus 1, so we'd add 3. And then we'd subtract 4. And that would give us the value negative 13. And we're going to go ahead and erase this and start back from negative 13. We're just going to put S, y'all know what solution is. So then negative 13. And then we increment I to 3. We want to add I plus 1, so then we'd add 4. and then we'd subtract whatever the third value is, which is 2. So we subtract 2 from that. And this would give us the value of negative 11. And then we increment I one more time to get 4. So now we're looking at 3. And then we add I plus 1. So then we'd add 5. And then we would subtract whatever number we're at, and we're at 3. So we would subtract 3. So this would give us the value, it would be 2 plus negative 11, which is negative 9. And then we increment I again, all the way to when I equals 8. So we're going to keep on doing this. So then we would want to add I plus 1, so we'd add 6. And then we would subtract the next value, which is 5. So we'd subtract 5. And then negative 9 plus 6 minus 5 would give us negative 8. And then we'd increment the I one more time. And then now we're looking at 7. So we'd add I plus 1, so we'd add 7. And subtract 7. And this gives us negative 8 again. And then we increment I. So I is now 7. And now we're looking at the value 0. And we want to add I plus 1, so we add 8. And we subtract 0. And this gives us the value 0. And then we want to increment I one more time. Now we're looking at the last element, so this would be the last iteration. So then from here we would add I plus 1, so we'd add 9. And then we'd subtract whatever value we're looking at, so we'd subtract 1. And this will give us our final value of 8. And all of this just to show that the sum of 0 to 9 will give us will give us 45. And if we subtract every value in the array, the 8 values, then we will have the value that we're missing, right? It's just a simple, they cancel each other out. You can imagine that. So if you add 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you subtract every value except 1, then the only value left would be that 1. Again, that's our 8. So I think I overcomplicated this solution more than enough, but I'm tired. I'm about to get in bed. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe. I gotta put the doggo to bed and go live with my girlfriend before I don't have a girlfriend anymore. But y'all stay blessed, y'all stay healthy, y'all stay coding, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Hey Devs is out.